never studied lighting in her life, pulls out her phone, boom, banger. And you're like, Instagram, you're like, and I'm sitting here like setting things up, like this has got to be perfect. Like, is this like 45 degrees exactly? You know, I'm that type of nerd.
And I took a photography class in college.
So you know what I'm talking about.
I know. I remember like aperture.
Yeah. How big the hole is and like how fast your shutter goes and how you have to balance all of these. And like you think about light and stops, you know?
Yeah.
And it took me probably 2 to 3 years before I was able to take a picture that I was proud of.
Yeah.
But I love learning new things and I love a good challenge. And it seems like you do the exact same thing, because why else would you put on like such a large event for never organizing an event before?
Yeah.
You know, like I respect that so much from people who, I call it version 0, make it exist, right? Yep. Just make something exist first and then we'll make it better.
That's how I think. I was like, it has to be real. You know, people won't look at it if it doesn't even exist in the first. I mean, you can't push it. You can't advertise for it if you don't even go and give it some substance, you know? So, and that's kind of where I stood with it all. 'Cause I was like, I've always loved doing I don't want to say events, but because I've been to some bigger festivals and stuff like, you know, like Lollapalooza and things like that. And I always just loved the whole concept of it happening, not just being there, but I was like, I'm a behind the scenes kind of guy, you know? And I performed music in high school and stuff. And I always wanted to be a performer and like wanted to be famous, you know? Like I was like, oh, it would be so cool. Obviously everybody does, but I was like, man, I don't think that's going to really happen, but I know what I can do. And I could probably go make some stuff happen behind the scenes. I could probably meet those people. I could probably end up booking those people and still kind of living in an area of entertainment. I loved entertainment, you know, movies. I wanted to be an actor when I was growing up. I didn't go do any kind of acting stuff, but I always wanted to. Man, I was like, I want to be in the movies. I want to be a rock star. I feel like every kid grows up thinking those things, but then life starts kicking in. And I'm lucky I got to go to college, and I went for business and communication. And I felt like I got a great education there, like I really did. And I felt like I could go do something. You know, I graduated college and worked at Amazon in the warehouse, you know, and it wasn't really working out too well. And in Colorado, and I moved back here, and I was like, you know, I had the little clothing brand thing going that I started, and it was so small, you know, it was nothing. And, but I was like, it would just be cool to maybe go try to sell these and get some other people together. I've seen big, cool events before with big vendors and sponsors, and they get pretty big. And there was just, in Hammond, we don't have anything down there, or we didn't, especially a few years ago. You know, 4 years ago when I moved back, we had the farmer's market was kind of going, it was getting bigger. And, but there was really nothing going on anywhere. I think it's changed a little bit. There's definitely more people seeing, you know, people are getting inspired and seeing what's going on. I feel like I was lucky to get inspired a little bit earlier on and kind of get a little bit of a head start before. I feel like festivals are a trend right now. Like there's a new festival popping up everywhere right now. And I'm like, dang, I wanted to, same with clothing brands. You know, I started the little clothing, but then it was like, you can't even, it's so oversat, just like every industry, but it's like everything's getting a trend. Social media just takes everything to the max. And I just feel like I'm a little bit lucky to have kind of figured out some of the base groundwork ahead of time, at least in the conceptual time that I had a couple years ago to get where I am now, to kind of start making, it's more fun now. It's a little bit more hectic and harder now, but I'm like, dang, I feel like I've got a little more momentum, and I might be able to do some like cooler things. Not that this isn't cool, but like maybe do something bigger. Like it could be a career maybe for me, not just a fun side project hobby. You know, it could be something maybe really big one day, or I could work with somebody else. They might see this and go, wow, look at that. Bring them over here. Let's go do some real work, you know? And, but it's a fun journey. I'm really liking it.
That's how it starts, man. It's like, I love that you said the word inspiration, man, because once you make something happen, then everyone sees it and then they go, well, I can do that.
Yeah.
But until that first person takes that step.
It's like nothing's impossible. It's like, and you know, it's like once you do it, everybody's now like, well, like you just said,
I can do this.
I can do it, man. And I can go out there and I can at least try to do it. And I might fail, but I can at least shoot for the stars kind of now. And
it takes a lot of guts, man.
Yeah.
You said this is which number is this Planet at the Park?
It's gonna be the 10th one, I think, in the past.
So this is like 4 or 5 years, 4 years? Right?
No, so we were doing 4 a year. So we kind of started in 23. It was like at the end of the year we started, and then we did 24, 25, and now we're
in 26. Yeah.
Yep.
And you said you were going to do 2 a year now.
Yep. That's the
focus
goal.
on making them bigger. And
yeah, I'd like to just kind of this, like I said, the summer. It's just
dude, it's brutal.
It's a killer. It's a killer. And
everybody wants a summer event, but nobody wants to go to one.
Nobody wants to go to it. I mean, and I feel like it's just Louisiana's hard. You know, it's not like if you lived in another state, summer events. Oh my gosh, you have fun outside all day long. But it's hard. You just have to figure it out, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, it's totally possible. We've got there's places, and even in Hammond, we've got that pavilion thing they built.
That's super cool.
You know, and I know the city and like Hot August Nights, they're trying to, how do we work with this, and how do we bring this thing to life, this new, even though it's just a covered structure, you know, you got I love the farmer's market in there.
It is super. Yeah. I thought the farmer's market was awesome where it was before, but now over here, it's like, oh, dude, shade.
Yeah, shade. They don't need all those tents. You don't have to worry about people like having raggedy tents and like kind of like not having good setups, you know, and just kind of focus on your presentation, you know, and have good presentation and good quality products, and the tent's there.
Dude, it is. So you said you went to college in Colorado, but are you from here?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Hammond.
Okay.
Yeah, and I went to Hammond High, went to lab school, and then I went to Hammond High, and then moved on out of here. I was like
But you came back though.
I came back, yeah. All my family and friends were here. You know, I moved out alone. I have a couple of friends who moved out to Colorado.
With you?
So like right after me, and because I was out there for college, and I had a couple of friends who were just like, we want to go move to Colorado. And I was like, come on, it's so cool. And they're still out there, you know, living, and they're loving it. And but I just had just felt like I needed to come home. My family is all here, and I'm a pretty big family guy, and I have a girlfriend I've been dating for a long time.
Since before you went to Colorado, so was it long distance?
No, so I went to a wedding for a friend in Washington, and met her there. And,
is she from Washington?
She's from Hammond.
Dude, what a small world.
I know.
You went to Colorado, went to a wedding in Washington, met a girl from Hammond, and now you're dating a girl. Well, I guess the same girl.
Yeah, so I was like, well, exactly. So I went to a friend of mine's wedding over there, and it was like, well, dang, I got to go. Now I have another reason to go back home. And like I said, I couldn't get a good job out in Colorado. There's a lot of people out there, and it is tough. And I just kind of was like, you know what? It might be worth it. I got a good job. I work at, it's called Omni IT Solutions. I'm the director of operations there, and we do a lot of great work there. And I just had to come home, and it felt right. And it was right. It was definitely the right decision, you know. And I couldn't do what I'm doing here in Colorado.
No,
there's no way.
They would, no.
There's no way. You know, they're doing the biggest festivals and biggest shows, some in the U.S. You know, and you know, I go to Red Rocks out there.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I can't compete with this place.
I saw Dave Matthews there. Yeah, there's so many great bands I've seen over at Red Rocks.
Like, I can't compete with this place, man. It's too good, and not yet. You know, maybe one day I can come and do some stuff over here, but you never know. And I was like, I didn't even have these ideas out there, though. I wasn't thinking about doing events in Colorado. You know, I was just kind of trying to pay my rent and live. So I'm really grateful to be doing what I'm doing down here. It's been an awesome journey. I've been meeting great people. I'm really lucky to have, I feel like, met you, and I'm kind of just grateful for all these experiences that I've been able to do. And the people though have been great to meet though too. You know, I have a lot of vendors that I've been working with in these events, because you know the event is really based around the vendors. I bring, at least that's really what it started out as. It really was like, I'm a vendor. I'm trying to sell some merch. I'm not trying to make money. I'm trying to make this real.
To live your passion, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if I can go get some people who think it's cool and want to come back and maybe, follow my page and stuff like that. And then people started reaching out to me, and that's when the vendors were like, hey, we saw you were doing this, we're trying to, obviously I work with a lot of vintage vendors, and at this next event, I've got my first, I've been kind of curating a pretty big vintage and streetwear collection myself for my whole life. But now I'm kind of going into pushing it out with the other vendors as kind of doing some vintage and streetwear on the racks at the event.
So you'll have some merch.
Yeah, because I have my own merch there still. We drop merch all the time, and not all the time, but we try to bring new merch to the table every once in a while. It's not all event-based merch. It's still just like the brand has its clothing brand line. We do event shirts sometimes, but we're just trying to bring in more, vintage and streetwear vendors, and I'm trying to join that kind of wave too, because I love it so much. I always have, but I was never a resale kind of guy. I didn't resell shoes. I didn't resell clothes growing up, and it's a little bit easier now. It's a little bit easier to get in, and especially as I have this platform now, it's fun for me, and I feel like I should join in a little bit. And, I feel like it's going to be great too. I have great selection of stuff, so I'm excited to bring that out there to the event. And but it's for all these vendors, and it's really centered around the vintage and streetwear. That's what my passion is growing up. And even though I didn't do that when I started the event, that's who I wanted to bring on. And great artists. I have a lot of friends who are just great artists, and we try to do live painting and live art out there when I can. Obviously when it's too hot, that's not their favorite thing to do. But I try to bring it out there when I can. I want interactive things for the people, to not just come and walk around and leave, And
this is cool, or this is cool. They want to stay and watch. And
that's
the
why
process.
I've got, and I'm a huge live music guy. I do the live music booking at Benny's. We do the Benny's live shows about one to two times a month. And we bring in new bands from all over the Northshore, New Orleans. We're trying to bring in new sound. We work with as many locals as we can, but we're really pushing them as they're live shows. We do door cover. It's not ambiance music. If you're coming to just sit at the bar and drink and you don't want to hear anything, people are moving, they're rocking. We bring full sound in. Lights. It's really fun time. It's a fun experience for live music in Hammond, I think. And so is this event. We're bringing in, at this event, we've got 3 great bands. Jimmy Street, they're from Slidell. I mean, not Slidell, sorry. They're from Lafayette. And they're coming in, which is great. They're a good friend of mine that I met, and they did the last Planet in the Park, and I had to bring them back in just because they've got such a good sound. Will Vance and the Kinfolk, I feel like so many people love them, and they've been a kind of a staple in our area for a good while. And they've been doing some great shows, so I'm so glad to be able to work with them. They've done multiple events with me. And Soul Tribe from Slidell.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, they're
going to be here?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, they're great.
I've seen them a few times.
They're going to do the headline for the show, and they're just, their sound is the best. They're so fun.
It's like happy music, and it's like just like, oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's a really good time, and I'm just really excited for all of it. It's been a journey. We've been having to battle with the city, with not the city, but the council with some things. We did all the alcohol, all that craziness that went on, and it was just kind of like, well, are they going to make it to where we cannot do anything anymore? Because I guess now you have to be a nonprofit, and
city council's got a lot of rules.
They do have a lot of rules, and I don't know if they'll always have all those rules, but they definitely do right now.
Definitely a conversation for another time. But
yes, I don't think anything's changed.
Yeah, no, it's not. I've had my fair share dealings with them too over the last 15 years of being in Hammond. But we were talking about this before the camera started rolling. But why I'm doing this, Hammond's given me so much. Like we started there in 2010, 2011. the end of 2010, beginning of 2011. And that city's given me so much in the last like 15 years, man. And when you're in business and then you're starting out and you're trying to build something, you kind of put your head down and kind of grind it out and kind of hustle, just kind of getting things done, making things happen, that version 0, right? Just make it exist and then we make it better, right? And then now thinking back on it, like we're in the position now, like all of us, to be able to give back. And this is what some of this is I want to be able to, you can never have too much attention, right? Especially right now, right? Good attention. You can have bad attention, right? Yeah. You can be Shia LaBeouf, but you can be everywhere, but I don't
even know how bad that attention is.
Right?
He might turn that into some,
I'm sure he will, because now his name's relevant again, right? So like, what do they say? Like, there's no such thing as bad press or something like that.
He's a local now.
Yeah, he is, right?
He's a Louisiana guy now.
He acts just like us now. We're like, dude, I'm gonna go see his movies now, right? He's like just like one of my friends. But that's what I love about what I'm doing here with, just doing the podcast and giving content to people. But then when Dara reached out to me about you, I was like, dude, hell yeah. Like I want to link up with more people who are trying to do more things in Hammond, who don't necessarily have to have like a 20-year tradition of doing something, like I want to do something now. Like I want to do something cool and different. And like, I want to take a chance. Yeah. Like if it flops, we'll do something else better next time, or we'll figure it out, or we'll do something, we'll tweak it. Yeah.
Well, I think that's one of the things that Louisiana as a whole, I think has we're known, the state's known as being kind of behind. Yeah. So I think, the mindset here a lot of the times is we've got this stuff. It's like, look at all the festivals we have in Louisiana besides Jazz Fest, French Quarter Fest. We don't have, what was it, Buku?
Oh, yeah.
Voodoo.
That's right. Voodoo, yeah.
We had huge festivals, amazing ones here. It's like, well, they just stopped and they were great, but I guess they didn't have the funding. I really don't know. The passion left. I don't get it. But, Oyster Fest and A-Meat, great festival. Yes, awesome, super fun, coming up. Strawberry Fest and Ponchatoula. But they're not really like high-end, high-level, high-production festivals.
Like ACL or something.
Yeah, and I don't mean we need to have like the EDC Hammond.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think there is an opening to try to do something a little bit better. And I'm definitely trying. I know what I'm doing is pretty small scale. But
I wouldn't say that, man.
But like I said, I'm a one-man army
small
right
scale
now.
Compared to, like Voodoo or something. Yeah, I get that. But I feel like for Hammond, like this is one of the biggest things that we have going on. So it's awesome.
And Hammond, and that's the thing. Hammond doesn't have anything besides Farmers Market and Hot August Night and Starry, which are great events, but they're really, those are business-driven, like, I don't want to say shopping events, but they're meant to bring you out to the stores and retail. They're not necessarily festival type things. They do have live music and stuff, and it's great. They bring those stages out, which is awesome. But
we're just getting better every year.
It is, and we're, I'm part of the events committee, and we're definitely trying to harness some of kind of the old energy, of what Hot August Night used to be. And
you're talking like 10 years ago, Hot August Night?
Like, kinda, yeah. When it was really popping and people were coming out. It was
still safe.
It was safe. Yeah. I think people would argue and maybe say that safety was one of the main concerns, especially if you go talk to the sheriff's office. Yes. But I think that's what people want. I think people want to have, not that it shouldn't be retail driven still. If you and a lot of businesses don't want to stay open late. They're like, well, I'm not open till 9:30, and it's like, well, it's one day out of the year.
It's a special.
You're gonna make the whole event, accommodate for that, and that, I think that's been one of the the bigger issues too, is who's getting represented,
and what are they getting out of it?
What is it for? What are you getting out of it? And
we just like to participate, man. The more that we can be a part of this community, the stronger the community gets, and then the more everyone benefits from it, which is what I love about free events in general. It's, people want to go out and do something, and no one's gonna set it up themselves. Like I'm terrible. Like I won't even call my friends for like, hey, let's go get lunch or something. You know, like I'm that bad.
Yeah.
You know? So like I can only imagine on like when you throw in everything else, you're like, dude, there's no way I'm throwing a party for a bunch of people that I don't know.
And then you call your friends up like, hey, you want to come help me set up this whole thing? And it's like, I ain't got no money for it. It's like, I'll give you a couple beers.
Yeah, a couple beers. I'll buy pizza, you know, like and like it's fun because like just being a part of something, especially from the ground up, it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and I feel like, you know, people like you and anybody who, like I said, the inspiration side of it, I was inspired by what, you know, just my passion and wanting to do it. You know, it's an important part of just, of it all. You know, it's the key factor of just kind of, like you said, just making it happen, and you've got to get the spark. And, you know, it's hard though.
It is.
You know? And it's hard to be, it's
hard unless you start building that.
It's hard to get that spark.
You said momentum earlier. I love that word.
Yeah.
You start gathering enough momentum, enough speed, and like everyone keeps, it's like a snowball. You know, like more people join, more people get involved, and they start to love it, and they start to tell other people about it. You know, like I said, I didn't really learn about Planet in the Park until about last year.
Yeah.
And I still didn't participate. So this year, when someone brought it up, I was like, dude, for sure I'm doing something, right?
Yeah.
Like, why would we not?
Yeah.
For Hammond Live, I think this Friday or next Friday, it's one of those Fridays.
Yeah, y'all do the egg rolls.
Yeah.
Like, they're so good.
We're doing Catfish Po' Boys this week. Whoa, that's
so awesome. That's so great. That's so cool.
And it's just a fun thing to do. Like, we were talking about the manager meeting yesterday, and, you know, like, they're like, well, it's really not that big of an event. And I was like, dude, don't even speak about it like that. Like, we're not doing it for the size of the event. We're doing it for the people going to the event.
There's no other event in Hammond. Like, it's the only thing happening in Hammond.
Yeah. If 5 people showed up and we made 5 people happy, dude, it was worth it. Yep. You know? Because, like, you on the business side of things, you're like, is it going to be worth the money? You know, like the food we bring out, the labor that we have to like run the event. And then it's like, but if you just make those 5 people happy, they'll come back and they'll eat with you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, this is what we're doing. Like, we're just building this community of a bunch of people who care about the same thing, you know? And like I love the fact that it's family friendly. Yeah. Cause I have a family now, so I don't go to those festivals anymore. Like I used to, you know.
And I feel like doing it in that park is like, it's the key reason why I chose Cate Square, let alone not having too many options. Yeah. But it's got a whole playground in it. I don't have to bring a blow up slide. I don't have to say, hey, I've got the kids section. You know, this is catered for families, but I'm not bringing like kid entertainment necessarily out. There's I got slides and swings right next door. It's fenced in and safe. And that's why I love that park too. It's made for doing stuff like this. And I've been really surprised that I was one of the only people wanting to do something like this, you know? And I keep saying like, and you've probably heard me say it a few times, like, it's hard. I don't mean it's like hard in the sense of like, I mean, you can do it. Like you said, it's like, it's really, you just have to go and do it. It's hard to get the energy behind it and get the mindset. Otherwise everybody would be doing it, you know? And, you know, doing it firsthand, that's why I say I'm lucky to have been able to get that spark, and people look around and go like, well, I wish I could do that. And I'm like, it's hard to get past that. I wish. And it's like, just, you have to have a drive, and you've got to have some kind of little vision, and you got to want to have fun. And that's why I do this too, man. It's like, it's fun.
At the end of the day, yeah, you make $0, but if you have fun, if you're fulfilled at the end of the day, that's all you need, man.
Yeah, and I'm lucky to feel that. I'm lucky to want to just have fun with it. I'm fortunate enough to be able to do what I can do, and, you know, put the little dollars I have behind it to make sure I pay the bands, I get it done. And hopefully people see what I'm doing, and we can they want to help out, chip in, maybe we can make it a little bit better. Not that I'm even like really asking for it, because I mean, I did get some sponsors. I did ask for sponsors, and it's a big thing to go out and start asking. I didn't even know how to ask, but I just started asking.
I don't know how to ask for money either, man. I was like fundraising, things that I do for fundraising. It's like, I feel so awkward asking people for money. even if it's for a great event, you know, like, hey, this helps, you know, children with cancer. You know, it's like, for some reason, I don't know why it's so hard to ask for money. Well, I can tell you why. It's because I haven't practiced it enough.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not used to doing it.
And that's it. You just have to start doing it, though. It's like, well, you're going to go,
you're gonna suck
go
it
give
first,
somebody else some money to teach you how to go ask for money. That's just the game there. You just got to start.
I just got to ask enough.
You
just
got to go start asking for
Start
it.
with people you know and be like, hey, dude, can I get $5 for this, dude?
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, dude, I got $5. Hey, can I get $6? You
Yep.
know, and as you just get better, make it exist and then make it better, right?
Yep. And hopefully they say no, so you get that hardship out of the way. If you're one of your best friends tells you, I'm not helping you.
Yeah.
Okay, dude.
Are you in sales at all, or?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when I came home, I was doing business development for Omni. That's what I came to do, and just tried to. We have some really great clients, but we had to get the traction going.
Because anyone in sales, they talk about the no's first. Get your first 100 no's and see what happens.
Yeah,
right?
because I mean, out of every 100 no's is a yes. And if somebody told you, go get 50 no's and you're going to get a yes, how fast are you going to go try to get all those
50 no's? Tell me no. Tell me no. Next,
tell me no so
on.
fast. I'm going to like screw this up so you tell me no. So I go get the good one. And it's like, if you know that that's going to happen, I mean, it's almost like the dude endlessly digging for the diamond, you know? And it's like, once you stop,
you're not going to get there. Yeah.
You never know if that next one was going to be the one. And it's a crazy mindset to get behind, but it's a really fun and eventful one, you know? And it allows you to go grow things. Well, it's nature, you know? It's a natural pattern. So it's like, you got to figure that out and just ride the wave and have fun with it. Don't get caught up in the weeds, because they exist. You just have to know they're there, you know? And
I'm loving this part of the conversation, because I think about things when you're building something and you're growing something and you're trying to just make something exist, you know, what is this, like, it's been very cliche lately, but like, be so delusional that you don't think that you can be wrong, right? Because how I think about it is, it's not, if you're trying to chop down a tree, it's not the first swing that you know, like, chops it down.
Yeah.
It's the last swing
that
chops it down. But the first swing is just as important as the last swing.
Yep.
And then every swing in the middle, right? Yep. And sometimes it might be hard. Sometimes you might be tired. Sometimes you might slow down. Sometimes you might miss.
Get stuck.
But if you never stop swinging, that tree is going to come down.
Yep.
And I always think about that as like, when is this tree going to fall down? I think about it in terms of tipping point as well, right? Like, how much, I thought about this for the community side of things probably a couple of years ago, of how much do I need to give before I get back? Because if you just focus on what you're getting from the very beginning, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
But if you focus on how much you can give to people, then you can go, all right, at some point, it's going to start coming back, because that's how life works, right?
Yeah. That's what I love about, it's literally what I love about what I'm doing right now with this event, and
helping these vendors and the people.
It's what I've tried to put behind this business Omni too, is trying to put behind, you know, we're a managed IT, security, networking company. And, you know, we're a resource. You know, I'm not even trying to sell anything. I just know people are going to run into a problem and they don't have the resources that they need. They don't even have the phone number to call. And if we can just let people know that we're just here, we've been here for a long time, we're here still. Everything is becoming a computer now.
Yeah.
You can't get away from it. And people will unfortunately get slapped in the face with that one day, and they have to have a resource. And it's just important to be out there in the world. It's important to put out and just be there, because people will, you know, they'll need a bridge to cross one day, you know, and you should be just going, hey, I'm just over here, not even trying to do anything. I'm just,
if you need it, I'm
smiling
here.
and waving, you know, I'm just here for y'all. And it's a hard mindset to get behind. And a lot of people look at it and they want to take advantage of it. They want to, they don't like it. They think you're snake oil salesman. They don't even know what to think. And it's like,
because they don't need you yet, or they don't know enough.
Just trying to be kind, just trying to be a resource. You know, if I know I can be a resource, well, I'm the kind of guy who wants to help, you know, and if you need help, I want to make sure I'm there. It might cost a little bit of money. I don't know, but I want to make sure, you know, people are there and people have the resources in the world to navigate, if I can help, you know, and I think it's important. And more people should try to do that.
Yeah.
They should.
I have this saying, give without expectation, because you get out what you put in. So if you're not putting anything in and you expect the world to come out of this, you're not thinking correctly.
Yep.
You know, because everyone thinks that way now. It's like, you should give it to me first, and you're like, whoa, like, why don't you flip this?
Yep.
Like, how much can you give before you ask for anything in return? That's all sales is to me, is just being present enough to where when someone needs me, they know where to go. I mean, you were just literally just talking about that, right? Like, not everyone needs a burger every day. Not everyone needs catering. Not everyone needs video services, right? No one needs everything. Well, that's a lie. There are businesses like that, right? Healthcare, you know, construction, things like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like when you're selling a product or a service, not everyone needs you right away. Like an attorney. You don't need an attorney every single time, but there's a reason why you see the same attorneys everywhere, right? Because when you do need them, you go, I know who to call now. Right. There's like 4 of them in this
Dudley
town.
DeBosier.
Yeah, right. So there's so many of them, but that's how they stay relevant, top of mind. The term I've been using lately is top of feed, because like everything is social media. So like, how can I be that first post that you see every single day? You might not need a cheese fry today, right? But when you get hungry, you go, bro, I saw that cheese fry earlier this week. And then that's what works is, it's never, because I always ask guests when they come in, so what brings you in? And they're like, well, I saw this not too long ago. And you're like, dude, that was like 2 weeks ago. And you're still thinking about it. And it took you 2 weeks to get in, right? But you imagine if I put this post out, all of these people are going to see it. All of them are going to come in. You're like, A, who's got babysitters? You know, B, do they have other plans? Is there other events going on in town?
Do they even care?
Yeah. Do they even, maybe they're not even, maybe they're vegetarians. I don't freaking know, right? So there's a lot of things that go in, but as someone who makes things happen, you always fall into that trap of like thinking that you know exactly what's about to happen. When it's an accumulation of all of it.
I know, I'm telling you, we did those summer events, especially last year, and I was like, these are going to be the best. I mean, it's summer.
Everybody wants to be outside.
I know it's hot, but I mean, who cares if it's hot? Well, when you're like kind of getting told to sit down and like watch music and like stay there for 4 hours at least, you know, to like really get the full experience, it's like, okay.
I can't breathe outside.
Yeah, it's like my vendors the people paid to be here don't even want to be here. Let's maybe not do this again.
I can tell you when it gets really, really hot, like sales will go down at both restaurants and like just in restaurants in general, because people don't want to leave the house.
They want the food. They just don't want to leave.
They can't, from like air conditioning to air conditioning. They don't want to go in that
Getting
gap.
in their car, they're like, that's a furnace right now.
I know. I do the same thing. It's like, dude, I'm not going anywhere. It's too hot, right? Like, so, but you don't think other people do that. You know, you're always like, oh my God, they're going to love what I do. And like, they will eventually. But how often do they have to see something? We focus on a lot of just being there when you need to be there kind of thing. Like, so Google's got a term, it's 7-11-4. So 7 different interactions, 7 touch points, 11 different interactions over 4 locations within 90 days, and you'll make a sale. But how often and how many times do you have to see somebody before you go, oh, cool, I'm going to like this person, or I'll follow, or maybe I'll click on this person's website. It takes so much for that to happen now that's why you got to give out free content now, dude. Like, it's like,
I know. And the no soliciting now with any residents, businesses. I mean, even if you're somebody like I said, if I'm just trying to walk in somewhere and just introduce myself as, hey, I'm a part of the chamber. I'm a part of the DDD. I am a local small veteran owned business. No soliciting. I'm like, I just wanted to tell you my name. And it's like, wow, it's like people are really shut off from even receiving. They don't want you to come and search them out anymore at all.
Really? Tell me a little bit more about that, because I don't sell anything. Like I said, I just want to be present. So when I walk into businesses, it's usually like, hey, I'm JP, you know, like just like, hey, what's going on? Like, haven't seen you in a while or whatever it is. So I'm not technically selling anything, so I don't get that same reaction. But I'm sure when you're asking for things, like,
and I would say it's a little bit different with, like, say if I'm coming in, like this is what I wear for work every day. It's my uniform, and it's what I wear most of the time, even when I'm doing my we didn't plan it work, because I'm usually doing it during the day. I'm finding time to do stuff and running around, and I don't ever really get too much pushback when it comes to talking about we didn't plan it, you know, being local. Most of all of our businesses in Hammond have been pretty receptive of just when you come in with certain info and stuff, they're receptive. And I don't even think it's really like the downtown businesses. I feel like when you work downtown, you know, people are walking around, people are coming in and out of my business all day. They might not even do anything. They might just want to get some AC.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and
pretend like they're browsing for books or something.
Yeah, you know, and I feel like, you know, the people who work downtown, and it comes with it, you know. And I feel like it's just more as like, you know, commercial businesses as a whole, receptionists, people,
the gatekeepers.
Yeah, people where it's not necessarily the people at the top who will who would then go, whoa, why are you turning away this? We do need to change our insurance plan. You don't know that.
Yeah.
But you can't you should still say, hey, let me get you in touch with somebody who knows. And it's simple stuff like that, even insurance, you know, and it's like, salesmen, I feel like, have it pretty hard nowadays when it comes to like B2B, door to door. Cause I mean, I've sold solar panels, you know, I've done sales. I sold solar panels in Colorado in the winter while it was snowing. It's a hard sale to make. It's a hard sale to make. And you'll be walking down the road and people will come out their door and say, don't even come to my door. And it's like, well, it's like we're giving out free info. We're not even selling anything because we have to qualify. You don't even qualify. Yeah. It's like, you don't even qualify yet. I have to get info to see if you can even qualify to get this. And people are just so, and I get it. It's
standoffish. Yeah.
I understand it. But man, some people are really missing out on real value and just relationships, and businesses are paying the price for some of that, I think, of losing the personal touch. You know, when you just tell people you can't come in, even if you don't even know what they might have a clipboard and a vest on, and you're like, get out. Or even if politely, no soliciting, like, no, just don't even come in. They're doing it for a reason. They're selling stuff for a reason. You might not need it, but you might. And I'm not a big fan of burning bridges, you know?
No.
And
burning bridges is the opposite of making connections.
Yeah. And you can't say you're not going to have to turn around and look back and say, oh crap. Why did I do that? You know, why? Even if I didn't want to do it, I have to get back. And
I could have just been nice and said hey to somebody and be like, you know, like, so I feel like I understand both sides of that. When I'm in the mindset of making connections, it's like, dude, all right, we're doing this, right? But let's say I'm doing yard work or something and someone pulls up and you're already in the middle of something, you're already hot and sweaty. You're like, dude, I really don't have the time to talk about this kind of deal, right? I felt that way this past weekend, and then some dude came up with a trailer, you know, loaded with straw, and I needed that. And I was like, and just even knowing I needed that, and someone coming to sell me and like take the time, I was like, dude, I'm not in the mood for this. But then I had to like shift out of it. I was like, dude, let me talk to this guy for a little bit. You know, not even just like to help him or anything, just to talk to him. Cause like, dude, it takes a lot of guts to walk up to a stranger, you know, and be like, hey man, like I got this thing. I think you might need it, you know? And I'm glad I did, because he's cheaper than anyone else I've priced out, right? Yeah. But also I love the fact that he stopped and took the chance, and like, you know, he filled up his trailer and didn't know who was gonna buy it, dude. You know, like I love thinking from that other side of things now. But you're right, like it's tough to sell to someone who's not receptive to selling, but they're also not trying to think about what they're getting in return. You know, like a good conversation, dude, makes you feel so good.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it could be a 5-minute conversation, could be like a 1-minute conversation.
Yep.
You know, so I always try to think about how can I brighten someone's day just by, you know, getting a cup of coffee or something. Yeah. You know, like,
and it's like not even trying to give stuff. I mean, even asking for stuff, you know, I feel like people have lost touch with asking for favors, and people are so driven into rejection and like, why should I ask somebody else? Even if you need, it goes right into asking for money. It's like, you need funding.
Yep.
You have to go ask somebody. Don't like why would you think they're going to say no either? You've got something great. It's a great opportunity. If it's a real opportunity for them, why do people, and I say that because I've thought it, and it's like, why would people want to give me money?
Yeah.
You know, it's
they don't know me. Like they probably don't care about this. And you're like, dude, you don't know if you align or not.
And like you said, you're just like, the fact that you just came in here, you telling me you have all this put together already. You, like you said, this guy can't, you have a trailer full of, it's just this simple emotional connection, personal connection. It's like, it's not even that they think they're going to get anything out of it sometimes. It's like, good job, you know, support. I'm pro support. I'm pro making things happen. You know,
that's what I told that dude. I was like, dude, give me your number. I'll probably need you. I don't need you right now, you know, but I appreciate the hustle. I appreciate you getting out of the house today. Yeah. I was like, dude, I didn't use the word. It was like motivating because like makes you want to do more things. But I like the word inspirational that you used earlier today, because inspiration's everywhere. But what do you do with it? Yep. You know, like, and everyone's got ideas. That's why everyone thinks they can do everything. You know, like cooking, for instance, right? I've got friends who watch so many cooking videos and they can use all the right terms. And as soon as you put your hands on it, they're like, dude, why did it burn? You're like, because you didn't, like, it's too hot. Like, what do you think it is, right? But you don't know these things until you actually start doing them. Like the first time you did the Planet in the Park, like, I'm sure it's vastly different from the event that you're about to put on. Yes. In the next couple of weeks. Yeah, what is that exact date, by the way?
It is March 14th. It's 11:30 to 7 p.m. So,
dude, perfect event.
We pushed it back a little bit later just because the time changes like right before then. So it's not going to be dark. You know, at 7 is like sunset. So it's going to be perfect, especially with the band closing out. You know, it's going to be just a perfect end to the afternoon. Because we usually do it a little bit earlier, end around 6. And the city's been getting pretty strict with sound. Just public sound, like after hours. I think you have to be done with sound by 8 o'clock. Like if you're playing loudspeakers for anything out in the parks or whatever, it's like, because you can't get a waiver for sound anymore. Like you can't get, hey, we're going to play till 10 p.m. They're going to be like, no, you're not. You're going to play until those police tell you to stop.
Oh, wow.
And that's how they do it now. And it's...
And 8's the cutoff?
Yeah.
8 p.m.?
Yeah. Until, you know, it's not like you can't get away with it, but that's when the police will start going, waivers up. You know, if you're causing a nuisance, if I get a call from a resident, we're coming to either tell you to turn it way down or just unplug you, you know, because why would we let you just keep disturbing people? Yeah. They don't care.
I mean, they're in a tough spot too, because like from the city standpoint, like you want things to go on a little bit later. You want to give people more time to enjoy. But then the people who live around you.
It's a very residential, you know, even that downtown area, residents, they live all in downtown. Everywhere. All of those buildings is residents.
Like almost every commercial building has an apartment on top.
Yeah.
We just use our upstairs. So
and then the buildings on the backside are just, you know, especially like behind, especially around that park, you know, behind PJs and stuff, all those big old apartments.
Old neighborhoods,
And all the surrounding neighborhoods, the big slanted apartments on the backside. Now, a lot of people who live in those areas luckily they enjoy a lot of that stuff. That's why they live there.
That's why they chose to live there. Yeah, I was about to say.
But with the growth of stuff happening, you know, like we've run into the sound issue a couple of times, you know, they haven't shut us down, but you know, we have police on site most of the time. Police are there enjoying the event.
I was about to say, do you have to hire your own security or does the
most
city
of the time, no. I have before, but usually we get the okay that there's going to be a police on site. They're patrolling around the park every hour.
Yeah.
But they do have like a threshold of like, if there's going to be this many people there, you have to have police. But there's always been police on site. Yeah. So it's gray area. I would say. Yeah. But it's definitely, you know, I'm learning more about the liability side of everything. You know, we don't really deal with insurance and all that. We've got all these vendors out there, but they're just small people, vintage vendors. You know, they're not like they own storefronts or anything. You know, they're just selling stuff on Instagram and Depop. You know, so it's growing. I know there's more stuff I have to go get behind, and if I'm gonna take it bigger, I probably do have to get behind it. We've got food trucks out there. We've got the bar out there. You know, so we're doing, as far as I know, what needs to be done in requirement with the city, and I think that's what I know I can do right now.
Yeah. So how many bands total do you have? You said at least 3?
We have
Soul
3.
Tribe.
Yeah, so we have, it's called Jimmy Street.
Jimmy Street.
Yeah, and they're from Lafayette, and they're just a fun, funky kind of rock band, and 2 brothers and a couple of friends, and yeah, they're good friends of mine, and they're not too well known, so just fun to give them a platform to come out and play. They play really good.
That's gonna be cool.
And like Soul Tribe has been playing since they've been part of so many of these Planet in the Park events. They've been at least part of 6. And just because they've been growing as a band, I've been growing this event. I'm like, I want to keep my close friends and bands that I've met that I want to grow with me. And but I'm also trying to bring in new sound. I'm trying to bring in some new stuff and not keep it all. I don't want it to be too repetitive, you know. And Will Vance is one of my favorites to have. You know, their whole performance and group, you know, when they get fully together like they will be at this one, I think it's full 7-piece, you know, with the horns and everything. So they're going to give a great performance. And, you know, we have a great sound company. It's called Sound Solutions. And they do the sound for the event. And they bring great big top loudspeakers out there, you know, the big rolling 7-foot tall speakers. You know, I'm like, I'm ready for a show to get a rock band to get on top of one and just be like, yeah. Because that's what they look like. That's what they look like. And it's just super fun. We've got great sound. And we're definitely taking it up a little bit higher with the quality and production this time. We've got a little bit more tents, some more public seating.
I was about to ask, what upgrades can people expect this year?
Yeah, so
for this event,
I'd say the biggest thing is going to be the eating area and the seating area. So we have just bigger tents and tables and chairs for people to come eat. We have Booyah food truck. They're coming out. They'll have regular food truck type food. They'll have fries and burgers and just easy park fun festival kind of food.
Handheld.
Yeah, really good quality though, all homemade. So they'll be out there serving. And just like I said, just more seating for them. Better, trying to do more and better bathroom with the hand wash stations and bathrooms so people can, you know, stay clean and not have any kind of wait for a bathroom. And because we've had events where we don't have porta potty.
Yeah.
People are like, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm learning.
Yeah. You're like, I think that business.
Yeah. So better sound, more seating.
More vendors this year? Or this event? Or the same?
We're kind of getting to the point where we're
kind of maxed out.
We're maxing out, you know, 25 to 30 venders.
That's a lot of vendors.
It's a lot of vendors, yeah, and they're great quality. Half of them are vintage clothing, a little bit more, and then we have some food, snowballs, cotton candy, you know, fun, just snacks and stuff like that. We've got like a snowball truck there. They'll be serving some, I guess, maybe like some funnel cake, kind of just like more kind of like fun fair style stuff.
Dude,
besides the food truck.
Food, man.
Yeah. It's good to have something like that. Just the small treats, you know, a couple local bakers who do little cookies and brownies, you know, just little treats like that. And then some great artists and you know, craftsmen, kind of not like wood craftsmen and stuff, but you know, some nice pottery, fun pottery and stuff, and great artists and woven things and things like that are funky and fun and just kind of go into the vibe of what we're kind of put on. They're fun. They're young, creative vendors, and they need a platform for sure.
I love that you give that to them. Then.
Yeah, they're not at the farmer's market. These people can't get into to bigger markets that require certain thresholds, and there's smaller vendors who just want to, be represented. And we definitely do hold a pretty high standard to the vendors that we allow on.
I was about to say, how do you vet the vendors that you choose to?
Yeah, we usually I've handpicked them all up to, and I still handpick them all, but like this event was the first one where I like opened up like kind of like an application.
Oh, nice.
So I could see, instead of me having to just search, it's like, who am I not seeing? Who can present themselves to me that I can now, it's not a guarantee, but you can sign up so I can now have a better, representation of who wants to do an event. Got a lot of food trucks and a lot of farmers market vendors, a lot of bakers.
Candlestick? Are they one of them?
No, I don't believe so.
They got some good stuff.
No, I think it's Limley's Creation is the baker I have out this time. She looks like she hasn't done the event before, but she has some great items. And it's hard to, like when it comes to the bakers and stuff, I want to keep people involved every event. But there's so many good
It turns into a farmer's market then, right?
Yeah, and it's like I want to bring in some new, with some different, baked goods. And I don't want everything to be the same every single time. And it's a little bit different from my vintage vendors who have curated clothing and stuff, because it changes every time. They're not selling the same thing when they come back. They have a full new, 2 racks of clothing. And I really try to focus on high-end vintage vendors. And it is, like I said at the beginning, it is centered around the vintage and streetwear. And we're trying to keep everybody involved as much as possible. I love keeping my local businesses involved. We used to have like New Episode involved with the events, and Still Pushing and Therapy when I first started out. And then they all got their stores, they all started growing. And, unfortunately, those businesses don't really have the time to come out and pop up while they're open. And it's like those are still small teams who are just trying to do their thing. And it's great to see people, work with me and continue to grow. And I'm just excited to keep growing this and help everybody who wants to be a part of this, and I think can really benefit from it, because it is a niche thing and it is curated. And I think people misunderstand that sometimes too. When it comes to just being a vendor and why am I not getting the spot? And, it's as much as we have that's why I was really nervous about the application, because I'm like, everybody thinks they deserve the spot. And it's like,
my stuff is the best.
It's like that stuff's not even like allowed here, and it's hard to tell people that. And
talking like glass pieces and stuff, probably.
Yeah. There's
like, bro, you can keep like your 4-foot bong. Like,
it's a family friendly event, and it's not necessarily like we don't have children vendors. I like to have like children's vintage. There's been a couple of vintage children with toys and things like that and clothing, but it is a niche event, and it's been growing the way I think it should. And I'm happy that we've been able to keep my vintage vendors and the people who are really, I feel like the key representation that are making us grow, because they're bringing in people. That's what people want. And we've kind of established that that's what we have here. And I think a lot of people take that as like, this isn't for me. The event's not for me.
Who is this event for?
It's for everybody. It's for every single person. There's going to be a vendor there you like, and they're going to have something you like, whether you think you do or don't. That's the beauty of what vintage stuff is now, especially with clothing. It's
just like a catch-all term for like, it used to be cool.
Yeah, and it's like these vendors have something that everybody would go, I remember that. I love that.
So it's nostalgia too.
I have that, yeah, and it's
so you're kind of trying to capture that feeling.
Yeah, because my generation and younger vintage is in right now. They want to wear vintage. They want to wear 40-year-old shirts, 20-year-old shirts, 90s clothes, and they want it from the 90s. Well, everybody
So
from that
this
was
is actual like period pieces. Like they're not just like, it just doesn't look like it's from the 90s.
Oh no, these are great.
These are like actual vintage.
We have some high quality vintage vendors. They have some high end pieces out there that'll be like, you know, they might be
like hypercolor shirts or something. Like
they'll have some eye catchers out there, band t-shirts, autographed stuff from the 80s and 90s, WWE stuff, you know.
I didn't know that, because when you said vintage, I was just thinking like older styles, but like it's like
like full curated 90s.
The reason why I love flea markets.
Yeah, 90s to 2000 vintage. And like I said, we've got about 15 of those vendors that we keep around at the events, besides the other vendors we like to have to bring more energy and fun. It's for them. And man, we've accumulated a great arsenal of vendors that we love to bring in and that love to work with us, gratefully that they want to work with us, and you know, they keep coming back, and I'm grateful to have them want to come back and do these events, because that's why I can keep. If I didn't have them, I that's the type of event I want to do. I'm not trying to do another I'm not trying to do a farmer's market. So if it wasn't working with them, I'd be stuck in the water, and we wouldn't be where we are now. So it's all for them, and I wouldn't be able to do it without them. So it's been a very mutual hand-in-hand relationship.
That's how it should be.
They don't understand that most of the time, especially they have to pay a fee to be a part of it. And a lot of them do understand it, but you know, I always try to make sure they know that, you know, we wouldn't be able to do this without if they weren't even here, because a lot of them have done 4 or 5 in a row. And if I haven't had them to keep coming back,
it fills the roster.
It's hard for me to find new ones sometimes. You know, not everybody's local enough to do these. People don't want to come down from New Orleans, Mississippi, Baton Rouge. You know, they're like, well, that's 1.5-hour drive, you know, and there I am back. It ends at 7. Well, I'll be back home at 10. I got to go eat dinner, you know, and it's like, oh, well, got to make it worth it for people. And I try to. So it's been very grateful for them
I like that,
for the people to be part of it. It's great to see it, you know.
Aside from your booth, how many what's your top vendor that you would recommend everybody go see? I'm sure it's taste, you know, it's very subjective, but
I've got 2 like amazing vintage vendors that I have at every one. One is Thrift Don't Waste. He's from Baton Rouge. He does a lot of, you know, he works for Ruckus Skate Shop.
Oh, dude.
So they do a lot of pop-ups over there. He's very stylish. His curation is great. He's got so much fun clothing. And he's a super great guy, Ethan. He's just super, super great guy. And then another guy, Mecha Godzilla. And he has got to be one of, you know, the top upcoming curating vintage vendors in Louisiana. He's killing it with what he does. They just did a big event at Brickyard South in Baton Rouge.
I was about to say, why do I know that name?
I think it was called Thrift Yard, and they had like 20 vendors out there under the bridge. And I mean, I know he did amazing, and the stuff he has is just wow.
I think my buddy Brent Armstrong played music that day at Brickyard. Yeah. I just remember seeing it. I mean, Baton Rouge is such a small town, so is Hammond, you know. You kind of hear about everybody, and you're like, wait a second, I know that name. You know, like you today, I was like, dude, I know that name. Like I know we've met somewhere, you know. But it's I'm interested. I'm very interested now because it's a very Gary V thing, you know. Like I've always kind of wanted to thrift my way to success because it's fun, dude. Like it's like finding old things. I just brought up flea markets, but flea markets, garage sales, like estate sales. There was a point in my life where like I would go and I would buy something and I would kind of fix it up a little bit and I'd resell it, and like it was just fun. And there was no way I was going to scale that enough to like provide for my family, right? It was just going to be just fun. And that's how I ended up woodworking, like that table, like that tabletop over there, you know, like it's but I find things that I enjoy to do, and then I get passionate about it. And if I'm passionate about it, then I want to do more of it. But if I'm not passionate about something, I'm not going to do it, which is what I love about what you're doing now is like, dude, I'm sure you get kicked in the teeth a lot doing what you're trying to do right now. You know, like, once again, how many no's do you have to get? How many permits and restrictions and how many hoops do you have to jump through?
It's been a learning process, and people are like, how are you doing it? And I'm like, I don't know.
One mistake at a
It's like,
time.
Yeah, it's like they don't even know I'm having to do all that stuff, and it's like I have no idea. This stuff is like a learning process every day.
Yeah,
and that's a great part about it is like I'm always learning something, and I feel like that's how it should be. You should always be learning and going into uncharted waters. You know, it's
makes you feel alive.
Yeah.
If you go the exact same route to the exact same place every single day, it's not exciting anymore.
I feel like my hair might be getting a little grayer than I want it to be sometimes, but my eye starts twitching.
Yeah. You're like,
but it's been I'm really grateful for how it's been. You know, I do have great support. You know, my girlfriend's been Destin Costanza is her name. She's a great support for me. We've been together for 4 years, and I started doing this like right.
Yeah, I was about to say right about the same time, y'all.
Yeah, and so she's been behind it the whole time. She's watched me grow it, you know, into bigger and bigger things, and she's watched me learn what my true passions are, you know, and she's still there. And
dude, not to get too sappy, but how important is it to have the right partner?
Yeah, it's pretty important. You know, it's
my wife and I talk about it all the time, and it doesn't mean you have to like what's going on, but like you need that.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just so crazy. Like booking a plane ticket, right? I'm actually going to Colorado this Friday to look at some property up in Durango, but it was, I don't know what it was. I had so much going on and like so much stress, and I was dealing with all these things, and like just booking a plane ticket was like the last thing that I wanted to do. And she ended up doing it for me. And then I was like, dude, you have no idea how big of a help that was. Like it seems so little for you. Like all you had to do was go on and look for a date and like click it. But for some reason, like I was going to focus on every other big problem that I had and then leave this to the end. But when you leave open loops, it creates anxiety, and like that's where a lot of the overwhelm feels like comes from, is by having things that are open that aren't finished. But you create these loops, these open loops, because you're like, I'll get to them later. It's not that important. I need to fix this first.
Procrastination.
Yeah. But then when you have someone to help you, you're like, oh my God, like it was nothing for you to do it, but it took everything for me to not do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, I need that so much. And now we have kids too, so a 6 and a 3. And like having the right teammate it's just been, oh God, like people don't talk about that enough.
Yeah.
You know, like we always talk about what we do and how our impact, and then we don't talk about the impact that our support system has on us.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to say it, because I feel like it's just something I don't acknowledge enough.
Yes,
too,
I don't either, man.
And
I'm
it's
with
like,
you.
man, and it's thinking about it all. It's like I always say, like, I'm one man army, one man band.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
right.
I'm not. I'm not. You know, as much as I say I am on the front line doing some stuff, I've got people on at home base making, like, in the chair. You know, making sure, you know, calling shots and making sure things are good. And I'm lucky to be able to say I do have that.
Yeah.
You know,
we were literally just talking about this. Like whenever you're in the middle of it, you're like, dude, I have this. I'll make this happen. You know, like I don't need anybody else, but you forget that you do. Like from my business partners to my wife, to the friends that I have, to the family that I have surrounding me, you know, to all of these, like every little, seemingly little part plays a huge part in like the outcome and the goals that I achieve. You know, but dude, I really appreciate you coming in. What's one thing you want people to know about playing at the park this year? If you had to leave them with one little nugget, what would you leave them with? Man,
the one thing is that this is a community-driven event to bring people who just want to have a good time together in a safe, fun, family-oriented, community way, you know, and just to be together, have a good time, represent Hammond, and know we have something really, really fun that's sparked in our hometown. And there's no reason people shouldn't just come and check it out and just come and see what we're trying to do for everybody. Like I said, like as a resource, just to do it for people.
Just to see what's available in your town.
Yeah, just because we're doing this because we love it. You know, I'm doing it because I just love it and I want to see it continue. And I live here in Hammond, so I know we need these things, and I think people will value it and understand that it's important to show up and show support and make sure we make it happen.
That's what I want more people to know. You get out what you put in.
Yep.
So if you want Hammond to be a better place, come on, man. We all want Hammond to be a better place. Like I said, special place in my heart, dude.
Yeah.
Like, Hammond's given me more than any city in this country's given me.
Yep.
You know? And why wouldn't I not try to give back as much as possible? And it's not just money. Like donating money is easy, but the time, the effort, talking about these things. I can promise you after this, I'll talk to a lot of people about this, right? So, but no, we'll wrap it up. We'll talk more about it later. Dude, I appreciate you coming down and having a conversation with me, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, I really appreciate being here. And it's been a great, like I said, I've never done this, and it's been a great opportunity to come talk about this and let people know what we're doing, and just, you know, meet you and be a part of this and everything that's going on. It's a great journey, and I'm really glad to be here.
Dude, I'm glad to be a step on the way, bro.
Yeah.
Well, dude, thank you for coming in.
Yeah,
man.
I really appreciate it.
All right. Dude, that was awesome, dude.
Yeah, thank you for
that
having
was really
me.
fun.
It was